Lisa Allpress looks like the same Lisa Allpress the industry knows and loves, as she works on her farm just out of Whanganui. But over the last few months, she definitely hasn't felt that way.
I am so much better. I feel like I've been saying to everyone, oh, I'm way better. So I think maybe I was pretty awful before, but I do feel good now, so it's good.
That's because in August she suffered a fall after the line at Riccarton. Sadly, her mount broke a leg, dislodging Allpress.
That's when I broke my back on the track when I've landed, and then I copped a bit of a head injury when someone galloped over the top of me afterwards. Initially, I thought I was just winded, and I remembered sort of being on my haunches and thinking, luckily the field had gone over me, and I'd seen a few jockeys canter back and they were like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah. Thought I was just winded and couldn't really get up. And then I sort of remember them putting the scoop stretcher around me and helping me get into the ambulance. And then I vaguely remember Mr. Otham being in the ambulance and Kaylee Myers. And then next thing I was in the hospital, and then that's when things started to get a little bit pear-shaped.
She had broken the L1 vertebrae in her back and damaged L2 and L3.
Like in the hospital, I thought I was fine. I sort of thought, I might not be able to ride for the rest of this week, but I should be right for Sunday. And apparently, I'd spoken to Alan Sharrock and told him that, I should be good for Sunday. Might just have a couple of days off. Honestly, I can't really, I don't know why I said that.
That was wishful thinking. What she didn't realise was a serious bout of concussion and anxiety was lingering and was about to hit hard when she was flown back to Whanganui in the air ambulance.
But the next day I thought I was fine, and then I ended up going back to bed, and I don't think I got out of bed for that whole day, and my mum turned up.
Lisa sort of growled a couple of people and this and that, and I was like, oh, gee, that's not like her, she wouldn't normally do that. And we started, piecing the puzzle together, and she had a head injury, but it actually went worse a couple of weeks after that.
I've never been one that's sort of, been worried about too much of that sort of thing. If you've got to do something and you're feeling a bit down, well, you just get out there and do it. I think it must have been about the 6-week mark, because I just, thought that I could drive, and headed off to town. I got to the top of the hill and just started crying and just felt so overwhelmed about driving the car to town, and I was like, this is ridiculous, and sort of give myself a bit of an uppercut and get in there, and honestly got to town and I was just an absolute mess, and just awful.
It's meant a lot of downtime on the farm, gradually building back physically, but mostly mentally.
I'm just so lucky to be out here and have the farm. Like, really, it's been a big part of the healing process, because A, it gives me something to get out of bed and do, and B, like, it's such a beautiful place to live. Obviously our house isn't amazing, but we didn't buy it for the house, and you get out on the farm and amongst the animals, and that's really my happy place.
And as her recovery continues, it leaves one obvious question: when will the 4-time jockey premiership champion be back in the saddle?
I think it's probably not going to happen until next year. I rode a horse at Mr. Gray's, and I'd really like to get back down there and cruise around. So obviously the 2000 winners is a motivation, and I think if I didn't have the motivation for doing that, I probably would hang up the boots now, because of that it's only 52 winners,
How proud of you are you?
So proud. I could, amazing lady. People said to me, oh God, you're unlucky, or like, I think I'm very lucky I've still got a wife. That's how I look at that. I'm not unlucky, I had a wife, she's come home, we'll get her right.